going nuts. All right, look at that. Good evening, everyone, from the Great American State Fair in Washington, D.C. It is hot, sweating like Don Lemon at a penis factory. So, we don't have an audience, so thanks for that. Let's get right to the mono. So when we think of America around July 4th, what words come up? Patriotism, liberty, freedom, alcohol, bottle rockets, an eye patch you have to wear for the entire senior year of high school. But there's one word we never mention, but should: trust. America is held together by trust. We trust our neighbors. We trust law enforcement. We trust the restaurant we eat at. Well, except Arby's. When they say we have the meats, I'd like some specifics. We trust our roads, our bridges, and even highway rest stops, which provide us with refreshments and toilets with phone numbers of interesting singles. We trust those evil capitalist companies. When we order something from Amazon or Walmart, you don't think, I'll hit send and hope it gets there. No, you hit the button, and in 24 hours, there on your front porch is your $7 55-gallon drum of malted milk balls. When your kids go to school, you trust they'll be safe. When you go to work, you trust your employer that the bathrooms are clean, your computer works, and no one eats your yogurt. And you hope that the leather mask hanging above Bill Hemmer's desk is just for decoration. Thank you. When there's a calamity or disaster, you trust that the fire department and first responders are coming. And you know they'll get there faster if you tell them you're Greg Gutfeld. It's what makes us different than most other countries, where low trust rules the day. Good luck buying a vacation home in Chihuahua, Mexico. There's an 80% chance you'll be gunned down at the closing. So I bring up trust because no one else does, and because we're chipping away at it every day. After the last 10 years, what have you lost trust in? A lot of stuff. The media, not that we had much trust in it to begin with, but after the Biden cover-up, they're as corrupt as a beauty pageant judged by Stevie Wonder. No wonder I finished second. Do you trust elections? No. Can you prove fraud? Well, I'm pretty sure they made all the ways to prove fraud illegal. Do you trust government programs? Hell no. You've seen what Doge and Nick Shirley revealed. It wouldn't be so bad if the money they took from us actually did the thing they said, but it doesn't. It's like a prostitute taking your money and then saying she just wants to talk. And they blame you for asking questions. So trust is thin, except for in each other. We still believe in fighting for this country and against the corrupting forces that create suspicion. If someone breaks the law, we punish them. But even that's changed. We have sentences for heinous criminals reduced, like prices on Walmart underwear on Black Friday. We have felons released from jail because they couldn't afford bail. We have illegals protected in cities regardless of a criminal past. You send your kids to school for an education, and instead they're being indoctrinated, vaccinated, and manipulated. You give money to charities, and it doesn't go where you think. They say it's to fight racism, but it ends up creating it, since they couldn't find any. That's how the SPLC ended up paying the KKK's Wi-Fi bill. We have politicians who claim that investigating corruption is bigoted. California, they're trying to stop reporters from looking into wide-scale corruption. It's like when the government pays farmers not to plant crops, or when Fox pays me to stay home so I don't make the rest of the hosts look bad. We have a rising socialist tide, a tide so red it's like the Democrats ran with scissors. And their target aren't the truly corrupt, because it's very hard to put handcuffs on yourself. No, they go after the people who play by the rules. And all of this erodes trust. See, the new breed of leftists realize that to undermine America, you have to turn our country from a high-trust society to one that's always looking over its shoulder. When you walk down a street, is the guy coming toward you fresh off his shift at Applebee's or fresh out of prison detox? Or are they shooting yet another season of Walking Dead? So how do we rebuild and protect trust? Well, we continue to share a sense of love for this country and embrace a social contract which states that we all want the best. But more important, we agree that it's un-American to pull a fast one over each other. We do each other right. We watch each other's backs instead of looking over our shoulders. And who knows, maybe others will see how we cultivate our own peace of mind and then want what we have. and rather than take it, create some of their own.
Period.
Let's welcome tonight's guest. In this heat, he's got sunblock on his arms and WD-40 on his legs. Co-host of the Big Weekend Show, Johnny Joey Jones. You can't put this man in a box because he already lives in one. Comedian and host of the Loftus Party Podcast, Michael Loftus. And she once ate her body weight in shrimp, which was one shrimp. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor, Kat Timpf. And finally, the Washington Monument still has height marks from when he was a kid. Former NWA World Champion and host of the Planet Tyrus Podcast, Tyrus. All right. So here we are, Joey.
Here we are.
Here we are. It's boiling out here. I'm
a little
sweating
bit hot.
like an arsonist.
It's so hot, my feet are sweating.
I know, and that is hard to believe. What do you think, if you were trying to figure out what socialists wanted, because they have goals, but they don't have systems. They confuse both of them.
Yeah.
Are they trying to get us to turn on each other so we don't trust ourselves?
I guess at the leadership level, at these people that are trying to get socialists in office and things like that, I think people who are buying into socialism, they're afraid. They're trying to trade opportunity for security, and it just doesn't work because security is a limitation of its own.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of people are just worried. They're scared, and it seems like something that they can buy into. Like, well, you know, get a roof over my head and 3 meals a day, and I don't have to worry so much. Instead of going to rob a convenience store, which is how you used to get that type of security, they're like, I'll just vote for Zoran because you don't get to go to jail for just robbing a convenience store anymore.
No, they lock up the stuff and you get to go home instead. So, Loftus, do you trust the vagrants at the shelter? Or have you noticed a violent or a sinister shift in your bedmates?
No, they're still the most trustworthy people that I know. We all get together, we have a big bonfire, even tonight. We're gonna have a bonfire. It is hot. I'm still back on your Don Lemon joke of how bad you're sweating, because I'm sweating like Nancy Pelosi at a liquor store. Oh, it all looks so delicious.
Yeah.
What do we want tonight, Mr. Claw?
Yeah, and I had a nice paper towel here to wipe the sweat out of my eyes.
Do you want the one that's been sitting under my thigh?
Yes. I'm going to sell this on eBay. Yeah, I had it right here, and then it disappears.
To get what you're saying about trust is like, we need to throw so many people in jail. It's really that easy. Like, if you break the law, you should go to jail. If you broke into the country illegally, you go home. And then we'll see what happens. America's supposed to be a melting pot, but nothing has time to melt.
Yeah.
It's America, the fruit salad. So let's just stop all the freaking illegal immigrants, put the bad guys in jail, and let this bitch melt for a little bit.
That's a great point, and you would probably have applause here if there was an audience.
Thank you.
Kat. Joe, we
Oh, you're dabbing your forehead. I thought you couldn't remember my name. I was about ready to be really concerned.
You know, we talk about sanctuary cities, but the country was a sanctuary of laws. So, like during COVID, or whenever, you could walk down the street and not worry about anything until you couldn't. All these changes made you suspicious of everything.
Well, I think that if you want to spin it as a good thing, that not trusting the institutions could be good as long as we're not trusting them together.
Yes.
Right? Because there's so many people in the institutions that profit either financially or in terms of power when they divide people. And when you're little, you're not like that. As soon as your parents are like, I don't want you hanging out with that kid, all you want to do is hang out with that kid.
Yeah.
Right? So starting to make up our own minds. So you even remember him to this day.
Don't hang around with Brad. He's a bad kid.
And you're like, I want Brad to come over now.
Yeah.
Why is he so bad?
Yes.
What's he doing? So I think if we could just use the distrust of institutions to start more trusting each other and not letting them turn us against each other, then that could be a good thing.
You're absolutely right. Don't let them tear us apart. Let them bring us together, like Brad did. Tyrus, what are your thoughts? How's your little fan?
They don't work.
They don't know.
No, see, this does nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing.
It does nothing.
Yeah.
It does nothing.
It's a comfort.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an illusion.
It's an emotional support fan.
'Cause
Yeah.
When I'm hot, I don't trust anyone. When I'm hot, I don't trust anyone. And the last thing I want when I'm hot is everyone to come together.
Yeah.
I want everyone to spread out.
Spread out. Get some room.
You know, we need some room. And I think that's your monologue. It hits home to, like, those are the things that we do trust in. But the thing with trust is earned. And when you break trust, you have to earn that trust back. You have to own what you did to betray us. And I don't think until we get ownership of the betrayal of trust in this country, you don't trust the media because they won't tell the story straight. Whenever there's an issue, it depends on what team you're on. No one polices their own side. So it's very hard for the American people when everyone in your own home is not being straight with you. Trust is a four-letter word now, and not the good kind, because somebody has to take those steps to get trust back. And that starts with, we're seeing all this fraud. It's so blatantly ridiculous that they don't even hide it. It's in broad daylight, but yet we don't see anyone brought to justice because everyone wants to cut fraud, but not on their own team and not on their own budget. So it's a sad monologue in the sense that if this was cooler, I probably would have some positive things to say, but I'm not.
I want to say two things. One, I want to beat all the people on X who are going to say, Tyrus, trust is 5 letters.
Yeah, I
Trust
know.
is 5 letters.
That was the point.
Yes, I know, but
Yeah.
I just was beating it. But the other thing, too, is, you know what you're seeing? One of the things that we're seeing? People moving out of areas because of low trust.
Exactly.
I mean, they don't say that, but it's like, why are people leaving the cities? Because they don't feel safe.
And they don't trust the system anymore. The system is literally telling them that if you're successful, you pay your taxes, you don't break the law, you're still the problem.
No, see, the person that has the most to lose is the one that's going to lose it.
Yep.
I mean, you see it all the time. People that have nothing to lose are going to keep committing crimes. There's nothing to take away from them, and they're not going to take their time away. They're not going to put them in jail. If you abide by the rules, that's how you built your life. Then you've got something to lose.
But you will be seeing in the near future, because we've let in so many people from low trust societies into a high trust society, a clash between the two. And you either become one of these virtue signaling white liberal females.
Suicidal empathy.
Yeah, or you move to Texas or Tennessee.
Or Florida.
Yeah.
Or Florida. Anywhere where you're not, Loftus.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.